x-intercepts. Write that up at the top when I write it. Solving quadratics literally means find x-intercepts. That's all it means. And what are x-intercepts, just to review? What do we know about x-intercepts? Where it crosses the x-axis. What else do we know about them? Yes, y equals 0. Put that underneath. So we're trying to figure out where y equals 0. Alright, the first thing is quadratic equations. That's the first definition. Are just quadratic functions that are set equal to a value. Now the standard form of a quadratic equation is just when everything is on the left side and it's set equal to 0. So standard form, when you have all the terms on one side, 0 on the other side. And we just talked about what the solutions are of a quadratic equation. Those are the same thing as your what? X-intercepts. So sometimes they're called zeros or roots. So if you hear them talk about find the zeros, find the roots, they're just asking you to find the what? X-intercepts. That's all. Okay? And so here's the 3 different types of solutions you could have. Because we're just talking about quadratics, it'll always be a parabola. It can either touch your x-axis in one spot, 2 spots, or nothing at all. It could never touch it in 3 because then it wouldn't be a quadratic. So it's either one solution, 2, or none. Okay? So these first 3, they've already done the graph for us. They've done the hard part. They just want you to determine the solutions. So for this first one, what would the solution be? Good. No solution. Why'd you say that, Connor? Correct. Alright, how many solutions does number 2 have? Alright, name one of them. -2, good, and 5, because those are where it touches the x-axis. Alright, how would I check that these are correct? That this is truly where they cross the x-axis at? Plug them in, and what would they give you when you plug it in? 0. Very good. Y value is always 0. Alright, tell me the solution for this one. One solution, and what is it? Very good. So this is what we'll be doing today, except now we're going to graph it and see where it crosses the x-axis at, okay? So we're going to graph these 3 by hand, and then we're going to practice some in our calculator. Yes, you'll need to know how to do both for your quiz. Okay. What do you notice about number 1 that's different about the ones we've been doing? Say it louder. It has 3, but they're kind of spread out, right? There's only 2 on the left side. That's correct. How do we change that? Yes, we're putting it in standard form by moving everything to the left. And Sydney, you said we're moving it by what? So tell me what it is in standard form.
X squared minus 8x
Equals? Yes. Let's go ahead and do that for 2 and 3. What do you think we need to do for number 2 to put it in standard form? Subtract 2x?
I mean, add 2x and subtract.
Good. Change the signs. So tell me how to put that in standard form. Somebody besides Sydney.
X squared plus 2x.
Good.
Plus 4.
Good. Equals? Good job. Alright. What about this one? How do we put it in standard form? How do you know it is? Good. Alright, now get out your graph paper and write number uno right here. And go ahead and write your first equation. X squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0. Alright, now let's think about what we have to know to graph a quadratic. What's the first thing we have to know or have to find? think about it. Do we have to know those? What have we been finding? Vertex first, then we can make a table around it, right? So tell me how to find the vertex. Yes, what's our B? So it'd be over 2, which is? Good, let's make a table. What goes in the middle of our table? Which is 4, and we don't know what this is yet, right? What are 2 values less than 4? And 2 greater? Now, here's what I want you to do. If your last name is A through H, find 2, plug 2 in, tell me what you get for Y value. If it's I through M, find 3, and if it's M through Z, find 4. So you're plugging in one of these values. So that way it'll cut down on time. Do I just sit there, Simon? Try it. Oh, you're doing it in your head. That's okay. That's cool. All right. First letter alphabet people. What'd you get for 2? 0. All right. Anybody get 3? Negative what now? 3. Did everybody get negative 3? Oh, yes, that's correct. What about 4? Negative 4. Good. So what is my 5 value? And 6? Let's graph it. This one has how many solutions? 2? How do you know that, Caleb?
It crosses the x-axis.
And where does it cross it at?
2, 0.
And?
And 6, 0.
Good. So my solutions are x equals 2, x equals 6. Did I have to graph this one? I could know this from the what? Table. And how could I know this just from looking at the table? Very good. So if we can, with 2 and 3, let's not graph if we don't have to. Let's see what we can do from the table, okay? Because our x-intercepts are when y is 0. So look at your chart. You could have seen the answer was 2 because that's where y is 0, and then 6 where y is 0. Alright, number 2, go ahead and write it. So that one is x squared plus 2x plus 4. Alright, Evan, how do I find my vertex?
Negative B or Z.
Good. Aurelia, what's my B in this one? Good. Over 2 times what, Abigail? Canada. Good. So what is my x coordinate? Oh, sorry. This is right. Negative 1's right, sorry. Okay, so when we make our table, what's going to go in the middle? Negative what? What's going to go in the middle? Okay, I thought I heard somebody say 4. Alright, give me 2 values less than negative 1. And 2 greater. Alright, same thing. People with A through H find negative 3. Or actually, stop here. Which one's going to be easy to find?
0.
Alright, that's going to be what? So people with A through H find negative 3. I through M find negative 1. M through Z find 1. and then y'all can just say it out loud once you have it. Okay, 1 is 7. Very good. What is negative 1? Anybody? Okay, that's what I got. Do I need to go over that one? Okay, so look at our table. Can we tell what our solutions are from our table? Then let's graph it. How many solutions do we have?
0.
Why?
Because it doesn't cross the x-axis.
Good. I'll give y'all time to finish your graph, and you can see it doesn't cross the x-axis. Could we have known this by our table?
No.
Could we have known this without graphing? Alright, how?
Where's no 0?
Correct, but couldn't it be like on these points maybe? Yes or no? Alright, why?
Because it's going to top.
Yes, all of these y values. See how it starts at 3 and goes up? Everybody see that? It goes from 3 to 4 to 7. Is it ever going to come to 0? Because it gets greater. There's another one. It says have a max or min. Okay, so minimum means nothing can be lower than this y value. And what's this y value? 3. So if nothing can be lower than 3, is it ever going to hit 0? Everybody see that? See, we didn't have to graph this one, but I wanted you to see that. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try 3. And let's see if we don't have to use our graph. Okay. Simon, tell me how to start off with finding the vertex.
Negative you have the 2x.
Alright, so Bryant, what do we plug in for the top?
Negative 8.
Bottom?
2.
So our x-coordinate or vertex is what, Connor?
Negative 4.
And when we make a table, that's going to go where?
In the middle.
Very good. Alright, Julia, tell me 2 values less than negative 4.
Negative 5 and negative 6.
Catherine, tell me 2 greater than negative 4.
Negative 3 and negative 2.
Good. Alright, you know the drill. People with A through H find negative 2. That would be easier. I through M find negative 3. M through Z find negative 4.
Negative 6 is 4.
Thank you.
Negative 4 is 0.
Okay. Where's my negative 3 people at? Nobody got it. 1. Good. Do we have to graph it? Then tell me the solution. How'd you know that? Very good. Questions? Alright, y'all tired of making tables yet? Okay, let's do it on our calculator now. Alright, number 4. First thing let's do is put this in standard form. So what do I need to move? Okay, tell me how to write this in standard form. Alright, notice how Sid moved the 2x in the middle. Everybody saw that? It was over here and then she moved it to the middle. Did she have to do that to put it in standard form? Yes, has to be in order. Okay, so quadratic, linear, then constant term. Go ahead and hit y equals on your calculator. Y equals, clear that out. Whatever's in there, clear it out. So I'll type in negative 3x squared plus 2x plus 4. Hit graph. Make sure your graph looks like mine. Does everybody's look like that? Okay, I need a pointer. Somebody to point. Alright. Nicole, come on up. Alright, point to me where one of my solutions will be. Alright, how do you know that?
Because y equals 0.
Good. It's an x-intercept, right? Do y'all remember what to hit?
Yeah.
What?
Second trace.
Good. Then what? Good. Alright, now you need to go to what side first?
The left.
Left. So point to the left side of that first x-intercept. Good. So it's anywhere down here. It can be closer or far away. Doesn't matter. What do I press? Now put your finger to the right side. Show everybody where to go. That's good. Thank you. You can have a seat. Thank you. Hit enter. Hit enter again. Did everybody get negative 0.87? Write that down. Negative 0.87 on your paper. That's one of the zeros. Can y'all find the other one on your own? Try it. Tell me what you got. Good. X equals 1.5. I'm going to round it to 1.54. Now, if you couldn't get this, let me know, because you're about to do some on your own. Did everybody get that? Okay. Before you start on 5 through 7 on your own, let's put them in standard form together. Rihanna, tell me how to write this one in standard form.
Negative x squared plus 5x.
Equals? Alright, or you could have wrote anybody else, x squared minus 5x equals 0, right? Either one's fine. Hope, tell me how to write this one in standard form. And this one? Good. I want you to do 5 through 7 on your own, and then we'll go over the answers together, okay? Finding the x-intercepts for each one. Yep. You can use your calculators on all 3 of these.
Oh, that's fine. You can still find them do the same ones. Some people don't like that. That's fine. Let me know if y'all have calculator trouble. I can come help you.
Who's done with those first three? Raise your hand. Okay, I'll give you a few more minutes. All right, go ahead and compare your answers to those three on the front. 5 through 7. Go ahead and talk about them and figure it out.
0.
Yes. Okay. Did you graph it or did you do it with the table?
I did it with the table. I got 2.5 on the sheet.
It should be 2.5, yes. But these, once you go up one or less one, it should be 1.5, 0.5, 3.5, 4.5. You gotta go up one. Alright, now let's talk about the answers. Number 5. Alex, what'd you get for your two x values? Everybody agree? Alright, Madison, what'd you get for number 6? Everybody agree? Alright, Nikki, what'd you get for number 7? Everybody agree? Alright, so everybody feels comfortable doing this because you'll have a quiz on it tomorrow. Last one we're going to do is this word problem on the back. Any questions about the front side we did? Okay, Abigail, if you'll read this word problem for me.
A package of supplies is tossed from a helicopter at an altitude of 200 feet. The package's height above the ground is modeled by h.
You don't have to read that.
Okay, good. Where t is the time in seconds after it is tossed. How long will it take the package to reach the ground?
Okay, so just so we're clear, what does h of t stand for? Y, but what does it represent in this problem? Read it. The package's height is modeled by this. So this is talking about height. Write that down. And then what is t talking about? We know it's our x value, but it's talking about what? Time in what? Good. So we've identified what we're working with, height and time in seconds. Now, this says how long will it take the package to reach the ground? So that's when what is what? The height is 0. Good. If the height is 0, it means it's on the ground, right? So when h of t is what? Well, what do we know about when h of t is 0? That's the same thing as our what? Try it again. Yes. If y is 0, this is the same thing as our what? X-intercepts. So to solve this problem, we need to find our x-intercepts. Go ahead and do that with this one. You can use your calculator or do it by hand. Take a minute to do that. Who plugged it in their calculator for the graph? Notice how it's really big? So here's what I want you to do. Fix your window. Hit the button window right here. And here's what I want you to set your window to for this problem. Can I borrow yours? Go to window again. And instead of -10, write negative, let's say, 50. And write 50 here. Leave that as 1, -50 and 50. Let's see if that'll help. Did you already type it in? No? Okay. A graph, sorry. Nope, go back to window. Type in negative 200, 200, negative 200, 200. Or actually, what am I doing? Go back to window. I'm sorry. Because we're not looking for the maximum, we're looking for the what? X-intercepts. Let's make this negative 20, negative 20, and 20. My bad. There we go. And all you're looking for is this. Okay? So use second zero, find out what those are. Who has found the zeros? Anybody? Alright, what's the zeros?
Negative 2.8
Negative 2.8.
and 4.5.
Anybody else get these? You got them? Do we need to go over how to do this in your calculator?
Yes.
Okay. Can I borrow your calculator again? Alright. So hit second, trace, go to 0. And then to the left would be below this y-intercept. Give me a second. Well, can't find my cursor. Oh, well, this is what you do if you can't find your cursor. We know this right here is going to be somewhere between, name a number that would be probably on the left side of this. Maybe negative 15, right? Type in negative 15. Hit enter. And then it's got to be between negative 15 and 0, right? Hit 0, enter, then enter again. There's one of them, negative 2.8. So you can type in your x values. Okay, I'll show you again. So hit second, trace, 0. And this one's got to be between 0 and maybe 20, right? Positive 20. Talking about on our x values. Y'all agree? So hit 0, enter, 20, enter, enter. And then that one's going to give you 4.5. But anyways.
What do you do after you hit second trace 0?
This one, Simon, it has to be between 0 and 20, right? Somewhere in between there. So hit, did you already hit 0?
Yeah.
Hit 0, enter.
0?
Enter. And then 20, enter. And then enter again. Alright, I'll help you in just a second. How do you know which answer is correct here? How do you know it's the positive one? Not height. We just solved for what? Yes, we just solved for time. And can time be negative? No. So 4.5 is the correct answer. At 4.5 seconds, the package will hit the ground from the airplane. All right, you can either work on homework or pack up. Anybody who's having calculator trouble, let me know.
Let me go back to the graph. Zero. Okay, and sometimes I can find my first one. So you can go to the left or right of it forward. If you look here, we're going to get dashes. The problem is on zero, right? This one has to, this little exit that has to be between 0 and like -6, right? How do you know that? Because this one looks like it's going around -6, right? So it's got to be between -6 and -6. -4, -5.
Anything to the right?
Yes. So type in your first one between -6 first. Or -4, -5. Yes, that's it, -6. Enter. Then 0 has to be between that, right? Now try it with the other one. So second trace equals 0. Right, now pick two values and this has to be between. So it's got to be between like 2 and... Yeah, so I got 2 first.
So what's tomorrow's
Quiz.
perfect cubes and the quiz?
These numbers
Usually I leave on -10 and 10.
Make sure you put the yellow calculators back in that bucket on your way out. Have a great day. Oh, here's your calculator. I want to steal it.